Hello there. Probably a minute or two later than usual. I just was finishing up my dishes. Here it is, a little past 10:30 p.m. on Wednesday, August 12th of 2026, and I'm this close to being over my cold. Finally. Just a little residual phlegm and we're out of there. Just in time for a planned Friday trip to round one for some rhythm gaming and finishing up the latest Konami event. So, another week, another test ROM from Zelda Maker, and another email. This one's a short one, though. Good evening, sir. I changed a whole line on the Hex program. Not sure what it will do or what it changed. So if you notice anything different or changed, please point it out. Keep in mind with these changes it could freeze the game, but I did test the save feature and it doesn't seem to affect that this time. Zelda Maker. So at the very least we should be able to start the game, I'm guessing. It doesn't sound like it's guaranteed that anything else actually changed. But you know what? I love this game. I've been playing it every Saturday night now for probably between 2 and 3 years now, or longer, and I just forgot. And most of that has been the first quest until I started playing ROMhacks. I'm not gonna get bored of this. I apologize if you're getting bored of it, but I'm not gonna get bored of it. So you can drop by and hang out and I'll play the first quest for you anytime. So, but yeah, I could just play this game over and over and over and over and over. And good evening, Chad. Mando Gamer says it's a game that stands the test of time. I agree completely. And there are a lot of people who will argue, you know, oh, the game is too janky. You know, it doesn't hold up in 2026. I will admit, yes, this game does have some of what we call NES jank. It does have, you know, some not so modern bits about it. It does have some, you know, cryptic stuff in it that you have to figure out, and not much in the way of hints. But I think, honestly, there's less of that in this game than in a lot of other NES games of that era. So, and I think a lot of what is there, I mean, there's some of it that doesn't make sense. Like, nothing tells you you can walk through walls. Actually, is there a hint about that early in the second quest, that you can walk through the wall? I can't recall. When I start playing the second quest, I will figure that out. But yeah, it's a lot less janky than some others, I think. Apart from like the random trees in the overworld you have to burn, that kind of thing. But yeah, there's a lot you can figure out in this game. Oh, and I will mention, because it's worth mentioning, one of my viewers on YouTube suggested that I play Zelda 2. And that Zelda 2 also has randomizers. And I'm just going to say, I am 100% intending to circle back and do that. Zelda 2 is kind of the redheaded stepchild of this franchise here. But when I got my Zelda Game & Watch a few years back when they did it, I had the chance to actually really replay it. You know, I hadn't played it to completion, and I hadn't played it since I was like 12. And back then, I just didn't get it. I bounced right off of it. Wasn't my favorite. Too different from the first one. Too different from all the ones that came after it. Only now, years later, do I appreciate it a little more Not necessarily for what it is, but for what it tried to do. And on its own, it's a pretty good action game. Little jank. Nobody likes to go back to that starting palace after getting killed 3 times. But it's a pretty good game for what it is. And the thought of a randomizer does intrigue me. So, anyway, we'll proceed to take this on. But right before I do that, I just want to remind folks, I do intend on traveling this weekend. So my continuation of Perils of Darkness, the 3-dude ROMhack, that's going to happen Friday night. So just 2 days from today, on the 14th of August, and back to normal for next Wednesday's stream. Variety stream, but probably another Zelda Maker test. That in mind, that's it. Let's go ahead, register a name, and let's just do ABC. I'm going to be unoriginal today. So, we don't know what was changed. It could be anything. The game could crash right when I press start now. It did not. Start the clock. Let's go. Okay, we still have a wooden sword here. That didn't change. So we'll proceed eastward through the forest. 1 screen north. And we're just going to kind of wedge ourselves against the tree here and go to the right, and we're just magically not going to get hit. Because that's how that works. Hitboxes and all. And we're going to make sure that the first enemy we defeat is one of these blue moblins. Because as long as that's the first enemy we defeat, there'll be a 41% chance that it drops 4 bombs. Oops. Well, unfortunately, we didn't get lucky there. Now, if this was a serious speedrun, I would reset now. But since it's not so serious, I'm going to keep going and hopefully not die. And we have bombs. Excellent. Someone's going to drop health eventually, I think. Not me, I hope. I don't have much more to drop, after all. Okay, level 2. We'll begin eastward. A lot quicker if you let these enemies come to you, rather than the other way around. Which is why the watch doesn't really help you in that room. Try not to get boomeranged and get KO'd immediately. There we go. See? That'll turn off the alarm. Oops. Oh, sure, I'll take that. Hopefully the sword throwing will save us a little time. We really want the last hit put on these guys to be a bomb explosion, because that increases the chance they will drop a bomb and give you 4 more. As predicted, that did help. Ah, and I got boomeranged. That's no fun. I would have a pretty good time right now if not for the fact that I couldn't get the bomb drop at the beginning. That was a pretty decent speed level 2. Definitely up there with my best. Yeah, Mando Gamer, Zelda 2 does save your progress, but similar to the original game, when you load from your save, you're always starting right back at the beginning point. It's just that, you know, whatever items you got, whatever treasures you got, whatever heart containers you got, your experience level, that sort of stuff does save. We have that all-important 5th heart container now. We're going to go up this ladder because it's shorter than the one to the east. And you are slower climbing up ladders than you are walking. And now we're going to go up this way and get ourselves the white sword. Oh, oops. I left the screen and came back so that I would get a different spawn on the Lionel. Oops. Thinking it would be more out of the way, but it was actually going a favorable direction at first, so I kind of wasted that time there. You can pick up the white sword as long as you have 5 heart containers. They don't have to be full. Fortunately for me. Ow. Yeah, we'll go back and get that. 2 hearts, not really enough. That's like uncomfortable. So now we're heading for level 1. The original instruction manual encourages you to do level 1 first, but not always best to do the numerical order. See that locked door up north? We leave immediately, and then we come back, and that locked door is gone. That's one of the simplest glitches. Anyone can do it. Anyone can take advantage of that. Whack. That's the fastest way to get the key. You don't even have to swing your sword. You even get a little boost the other way back towards the door. Just, you know, don't do that if you only have half a heart left. Otherwise, you will wind up splattered on the floor. To bomb a wall in the dungeon, you don't really have to be on the money. You could be sort of, sort of close and still blow that hole in the wall. Whoops. Unnecessary combat will slow you down, but if you know what rooms will reveal keys, that'll save you time later. And what you just saw there was the block clip glitch, which saves us a couple of seconds in this room. I still owe you folks a video on that. I will do it eventually. We'll just take the outside. Most speedrunners skip the boomerang. I don't. I like having it. I think it saves me more time than it costs me in that room. One, two, and now 3. Aquamentus is very fast on that second shot there. That was a pretty decent level 1 if I do say so myself. Alrighty. Ow. Thanks for the boost, you jerk. If you've watched me for any length of time, you've heard me say that more than a couple of times. We'll pick up the 30 rupees from this cave here. Now that's some NES jank. There's no clue telling you that that moblin is going to hand you those 30 rupees. That was discovered through a lot of trial and error. So now we have our blue candle. which we can only use once per screen, but it serves its purpose. Ow. Can say that line again, but I won't this time. Wait a second. Did I just see that blue moblin running, like, really fast? Seemed like the animation speed might have been off there. I gotta review that later. It really helps to have the sword throw to speed this screen up. But actually, them all bunching up into one spot like that did help. Mando Gamer said Red Bull in response to my thinking that I may have observed the moblins animating faster than usual. We're just gonna slip up here real quick and we're gonna grab this key. And now we're gonna try and defeat these red dark nuts ASAP. As ASAP as possible. No! Oh, that helps. We almost had a 10-minute raft. Oh, nice. But get out of the way. I definitely wanted both of those. 10 minutes, 10 seconds to the raft. Almost. Now we're gonna scurry back to the east. Try and do that real quick now. And blow a hole. Close enough. That was a little dangerous, actually. Alrighty. Through the wall, and our fun friend Manhandler. Boom! Almost had him. Blah. Careful now. Oh, don't get hit again. Whew. That was a close one. Blundered into a couple too many fireballs there. But we live! So it was the screen to the west. Doesn't look out of the ordinary now. Maybe I was just seeing things. Ugh, I really wanted the bomb drop and didn't get it. Oh, there's one. We'll just go east from this spot. Across the bridge and then north to the dock and use our raft. And to level 4 we go. We're going to use on this screen the knowledge of when you've hurt the thing in front of you, it can't touch you. Now, I'm going to use the little notch on the wall to line up and do the block clip. Too bad all them crowded in there. No, they don't have organs, I guess. They can't really leave any bloody hearts on the floor, huh? I have plenty of bombs, so I'll use a couple here to speed this up. Also, there's the chance that they drop more, which is always good. And goodbye. 1, 2, 3. Oh. There's that. Which way were you going? Always better if they don't get knocked back. They can stand their ground and get stabbed. We have the ladder. And now that we do, we want to take the shortest possible path to the dungeon boss. Ladder right across here. across there, through the key door, then eastward. If you go north, you're fighting a Gleeok, you're doing all kinds of stuff. What we want to do is take this shortcut right through here. Collect a few rupees since we're here. Bomb through the door that we make. Can we replenish bombs any? No? Ah, too bad. I don't want to use my last bomb. I want to have at least one for what comes next. I thought that thing would shoot at me much earlier. I'll slice your head off. Alright, we've got half the Triforce. We've got half the heart containers. You know, I think this calls for a celebration, a beach trip. That's just what I do. To commemorate the half Triforce. I'm not really much of a beachgoer in real life. I guess I just don't get it. It reminds me of a comic that was and may still be on my parents' refrigerator. The kid, you know, looking at his mom or someone. I'd love to go outside and play, Mom, but Dad won't buy me a laptop. Or similar. So, you know, that's me. But, you know, I would like playing with the sand for a little while and, you know, making a trench. Doing some of that stuff. Go into the water for a bit. But, are you going to see me getting into my car and driving hours to hang out on the beach? Nah. Give me the arcade any day. The beach I can take or leave. Oh, I wanted that. Oh well. Alright, we'll pick up the wooden arrow here. Now we got it. Grab this heart container. Straight through these guys. Straight through to the dock. 10-year-old me would say, you have to get the heart container. But 46-year-old me knows better. If I don't take the medicine here, if I don't take, you know, the medicine from one of these folks, I gotta go up to the upper right corner and get the letter, and then buy the medicine if I want to have any. Much better to get it for free. Oh, you know, I just remembered something. I need more bombs than I have. And now that is not the case. Lost a little time there. I'm like, I don't need bombs. No, actually, I need 2 of them. This 12-second intermission is brought to you by YYR Games. They're my games. I made them with my own 2 hands and not any generative AI. If you go to yyRgames.com, you can see my arcade-style games. Enjoy. Alright, level 5. Into the darkness we go, and we're gonna bomb the west wall. And then we're gonna bomb the west wall again, because we just like doing the same thing over and over. That's what I do. That's basically the name of the game. Do we want to fight these blue dark nuts? No. We want to block clip at the last possible second. That was close. Jeez. Ugh, not the best spawn in that room. Alright, now it's a fight to the death. Boom! I said it's a fight to the death, but really, it's their death, not mine. Whoop. Almost got stabbed there. Come and get me. Was hoping to get more of them with that. Oh no, come this way. Ah! Oh well. Can't be perfect all the time. The end. Ah! You can't stop me. But you can hit me. Alright, we have the recorder. We'll just push that out of the way. Now, we gotta get out of the room. Ah! Was hoping not to get stabbed on the way, but we at least got out of the room. I'll take those. And now I have bombs again. And now I have a key. And now you're gone. To the east, we'll ignore these guys. They're not really exciting, are they? And stab. Go through. Avoid unnecessary combat. That's what we do. Grab key. Get out. This is a room where I like to have the boomerang. One quick whack and we're through. Skip the Pole's voice. And now, our friend Dig Dogger. Oh, whoops. What am I doing? Put a bomb down, then blow into the recorder. Boom, he's half dead. Now we just stab a few times to make him all dead. And grab the Triforce piece. Now the first thing we're going to do when we come out of here is we're going to face east and we're going to blow into the recorder. And then we're going to do it a second time. We start at 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. 2 plus 1 is 3. Hence, level 3. We have teleported to the screen with the entrance of level 3. The reason we did that is because we want to go to level 7 next, which is practically right around the corner. But before we can go in there, we need to buy something that we do not currently have. Now, I personally do not want a piece of rotten meat, but for some hungry customers, the more rotten, the better. Nasty. That's what I think. But, our customer, they're looking forward to this. They've been looking forward to this all day. Me, I'm just looking for explosives. And we found some. That's lucky. So we blow the recorder here to reveal the entrance to level 7, and in we go. Switch the bombs. Ow. These Gorias are very trigger happy with those boomerangs. So the best time to scoot past is when they've already got one in the air. That was pretty good. It usually takes me longer to get through that room. It's 2 full hearts worth of damage if you let Dig Dogger touch you, so definitely better not to. And here's our customer. Here you go, good sir. Give him the bait, he gets out of the way. The end. Ooh. Got bumped out of the way there. But through the door we go. Ah! I asked for that, I guess. Ugh, they know exactly when to throw those boomerangs to be as inconvenient as possible. Now, if you defeat these Gorias and jump into the basement, you will find yourself earning a red candle. But we don't need that for this speed run, so we're going to skip it. If you're running low on bombs here, if you defeat these blue Gorias, you'll get 4 of them. But we're not running low. It is good to know, though. Now this can get dangerous, because now you got both of them flying around the room. And it's still worth 2 full hearts of damage if you touch one. But if you defeat one of the 3 pieces and then leave and come back, the other 2 will disappear. Ending the risk of ending your run early. Wow, that actually was kind of lucky. I was just trying to blow a hole in the wall, but I didn't really want to spend my last rupee there, but then I also wanted the heart, so... And there weren't any more wall masters. You might think, well, you're about to finish the dungeon. What did you need the heart for? One, 2, 3. Speedruns take time, and some of that time is waiting for your hearts to fill up after you complete the dungeon. But for every heart you don't lose, or for every heart you pick up, that's a little bit of time back. Very good. So, level 6 is not that far away. That's where we're headed next. But, if we use a fun little trick called the screen scroll glitch, which I failed to do there, then we can skip the Lost Woods and go right up these stairs. This takes us very close to level 6. But before we go there, we would like to grab this. We have exactly as many heart containers as we need in order to pick it up. The most powerful sword in the game does double the damage of the white sword. So it's definitely what you want when going up against some of the most annoying enemies in the entire game. Ignore any plea for money to support them and send their children to school. These are the Wizrobes and they're bad news. Yes, there might be some illicit charities trying to solicit money, funneling them to Wizrobe supporting organizations, or WSO. Please do not buy what they are trying to sell you. Blech! That was not the right place to stand. If you stand right on the middle line here, they will not be able to fire beams at you vertically. That's what you want. Alright, we're gonna blow a hole here. I have a small potential problem. I need a rupee. I need at least 1 rupee. Otherwise, I will not be able to fire the bow that will defeat the boss of this dungeon. Oh, sure. Drop bombs, which I don't need right now. I just need 1 rupee. A single rupee. There it is, okay. I was being careful not to defeat that Wizrobe at the wrong moment there. I defined the wrong moment as being... yeah, I mean defeat the like that had captured me. If I defeated it at the wrong moment, I would be eating a Wizrobe's magic beam. It doesn't taste good. We'll quickly defeat these guys to get a key. 1 more Wizrobe room. Bonk. And Goma is the boss of this dungeon. We see him going to the right there, opening his eye, and I have missed. And I have used up my rupees, and now I have to go back and fight Wizrobes. Alright, good. I have 1 more shot. And you're dead. That was only slightly embarrassing. The moral of the story, don't rely on credit cards. Always have some cash on you. Otherwise, you could find yourself in a life or death situation. I'm only half kidding. We're going to face west. Blow into the recorder. 3 minus 1 is 2. We go to level 2. We are headed to the level 8 dungeon entrance, which is not far from here. The only problem is it's covered by a tree. Don't try this at home, kids. Only you can prevent forest fires. We're going to switch to bombs. You also shouldn't try this at home. Alright, we can throw our sword for right now, and now we can't. And now we can. And now we can't again. These fireballs are like the most annoying thing. Ah! Sometimes the game will take pity on you if it sees you took a lot of damage in one go and let you have a fairy, but I don't think it did this time. No matter, we'll just bounce back, pretend that didn't happen, and move on. Less fireballs in this room, but more dark nuts. Fortunately, they sometimes leave their bloody organs on the floor. And somehow, Link has magic janitor powers which allow him to clean up after them immediately. Look at that. Spotless floor. Amazing. Is it the Swiffer Power Mop? I don't know. Magicians never reveal their secrets. And Swiffer did not pay anything for this advertisement. Of course, I ran out of arrows again. You know what? It doesn't matter. We could have had a few items if we had a few more arrows, but... time to beat up on Gliok. Oh well, that wasn't good for, you know, having my health be as full as possible, but... Now, if I had 20 rupees, normally at this point, I would go buy bombs, you know, just in case. But I can't afford it. So I'm just going to be like, okay, let's go. We're facing west, we blow into the recorder once. 2 minus 1 is 1. We go to level 1. We're going to head straight to Ganon, and we're going to find out whether 6 bombs is enough. No, we won't. We got lucky there. I haven't noticed any difference in this ROM. I'm sorry, Zelda Maker. It looks like our test is not going to really show us anything. At least, it doesn't seem that way. Ah! You know, I was hoping those 2 hearts would have healed me all the way, but we're just going to have to settle for only 2 hearts missing. We're going to head north, and now we're going to bomb this west wall. And then we're going to use our block clip glitch to avoid having to fight that very large, nasty snake on the other end of the room. It's very easy to take damage against that thing. This is another reason why I like having the boomerang. It takes more time to beat them than it does to simply whack them with the boomerang and run through. On rare occasions, that Wizrobe that I ran under can fire at you. We're gonna wait. No, back off! Ugh. Oh well, we snuck past. That was the point. We go to the next room by bombing the west wall. And now we have our first Wizrobe encounter of level 9. Oops. That was not great. I should not be this low health at this time. Ugh. I have no choice. I have to already use my medicine. Not so great. This run might be in jeopardy just because of that. Some very poor play in this room. Well, we'll see if we can come back from that. Usually I would say, you know, try and get some health back from them, but now my health is full. We'll see if we can keep it that way for a little while. Take advantage of my sword throwing capability. You can hide in the doorway, but you can't attack. One, two, three. Dead. That is one dead eyeball. Oh, I probably should have taken that key. But we'll be back for it. Let's switch to bombs now. You're dead. You're dead. Oh! I kind of want that. But I can't reach it. Ugh. You're dead. You're dead. Alright, good. That room is done. Oops. Wrong way. Ah! Was hoping to hold on to full health, but... Oops. No. Come back here. And he was more than happy to oblige. Well, the good news is I've done worse. The bad news is I've done better. There aren't too many more Wizrobes we actually have to defeat, so if we can hold on to the rest of our health for a little while longer, we might have a shot. I would much rather be a little healthier, though. Alright, let's not forget our key. Now, we'll get through there, not take any more damage, get through here, not take any more damage. Where's the Wizrobe? Okay, they're to my right. We're gonna bomb a hole in here and go. We have to defeat a few more Wizrobes here. Ugh! Oh no. I mean, I don't want to, but I have no choice. Otherwise, you know, get hit and be dead. Thank you. Well, this is it. Just gotta be careful now. Not like that. Bomb through quickly. Oh, you know what? I kind of want to... No, he didn't drop any health. Too bad. Don't want to get hit by that. Alright. Last Patra, here goes. Try not to get hit at all. One, two, three. That was good. Okay. Well, there's no medicine to be had, so we're either going to win or we're not. Let's see if we have a good pig fight. Got him. Well, that was stressful. But in the end, it's not the best time. Not that it would have counted anyway, but... 41 minutes and about 20 seconds. Man, those Wizrobes messed me up. Perseverance, that's what we've got. Okay, well, yeah, it was a decent run. But, I have no idea what changed. Zelda Maker claims he changed a whole row of values, but I didn't notice anything different. So it's possible that they affected items we did not collect, or it affected values that we didn't notice. It could be that tiles changed in a dungeon room we didn't visit. Sorry, guy, I couldn't tell what was different. So, in essence, this test was a failure, but, I don't know. Maybe the next one will work out a little bit better. However, as far as me completing a run, it was a success. Yeah, so the email he sent me last week led me to believe that he might not send me one of these every week going forward. I could be wrong, but it's possible he might slow down a bit. If that happens, then um, I might either pivot to a different game, or I may do some kind of wacky Zelda run. Like I might revisit the dance pad run, or um, the swordless run, or something like that that I haven't done in a while, or even graduate to the second quest, because why not? But yeah, and then there's Zelda 2 that I mentioned earlier. So there's lots of places we can go from here. But it sounds like Zelda Maker won't actually have a new ROM hack for us anytime soon. So we will keep assisting with his hex editing testing, and we'll keep on playing stuff. Part of the reason I decided to stream on Wednesdays was to kind of bake some game playing time into my busy week. It's it's busy. I'm busy. I'm always busy these days. And sometimes I don't play many games. So we've baked it into my schedule now. So one game that I actually am just finishing up now, that I've enjoyed a lot recently. It's a Nintendo DS game. I'm playing it on 3DS from a few years back, called Retro Game Challenge. This thing's real cool. I think everyone ought to try this. If you're part of the NES generation like I am, you know, played all these games as a kid, Mario and Zelda and Metroid and all that. So, Retro Game Challenge takes place in a fictitious Japanese house with two kids and their Famicom. And basically what they did, and this is Namco developed, but they chose not to publish it here. Um, it was published by a third party in this country. And then there was a sequel that didn't come out at all here, unfortunately. But I'm going to look and see if there's a translation patch or anything like that for it. But basically, what happens is you get to play these basically fake NES games that they made for this collection. A couple of space shooters, a couple of platform action games, a racing game, and then a full-on early tier console RPG in the spirit of Dragon Warrior. And yeah, they put some clear effort into these games. And what's really neat is not only do you have the games, but you also have this fake Game Fan magazine, and you get these issues of the magazine every so often, and they have like reviews of the new fake game that came out, and tips and tricks, and they even have codes like you used to see in Nintendo Power, and you can read the code in the magazine and then use it in the games. So it's like really neat. And then the codes are for things like being able to continue, and then invincibility, bonus lives, skip levels, stuff like that. And the game gives you a bunch of challenges to complete, but then once you've gone through all the games and all the challenges, the last challenge is to beat every game. And you can absolutely abuse the cheat codes that you found in the magazines to go ahead and beat those games. So yeah, Retro Game Challenge for Nintendo DS. I definitely recommend it. It wasn't stupid expensive when I grabbed it some years ago, but I'm kind of curious now. Retro Game Challenge DS. Okay, it's not the cheapest game to get, but it's not stupid expensive either. Complete copies seem to be going for Looks like between $40 and $60. Or if you don't really care about that and just want the card, you're looking at between 30 and 40. It looks like at this time. I'd say it's definitely worth it at that price. Um, if you are a fan of classic games, and if you want that feel of looking up the cheat code in the magazine and applying it to the game, like it's just fun to be able to do that, and that's something you don't see every day now. It's like you turn back the clock a whole bunch of years. It's a pretty cool feeling, I must say. So there's my game recommendation of the week for you. So, and I guess I'm just going to end on this. Apparently, one of the things making the rounds on social media over the last week was, a $20 burrito. Now, mind you, it was like delivered via one of the delivery services like DoorDash or something. And, burritos aren't going to be like $2 anymore. Usually, a nice meal size, like at my local taqueria, La Frontera, they make these great burritos that are like, yeah, they look expensive at $14, $15, but like you pick one up, you practically have to lift weights in order to lift the thing. If you throw it at someone hard enough, you could end that person. Like you could kill a man with a burrito that heavy. It's just packed. Half of it is enough for a meal for most people. Um, and also delicious. But apparently, this person, they had a burrito delivered from somewhere and it was $20. And they said, a burrito should not cost $20, referring to all the different inflation factors that are affecting a lot of Americans right now. So I frequent a message board on the internet where we talk about all this stuff. And I just couldn't help but laugh at this reply here. A burrito shouldn't cost $20. Well, a pedophile shouldn't be president, but here we are. Presented without further comment. And I'll leave you with that. If you watched this far, thank you. Thank you very much for watching. I know you have a lot of choices, probably millions, between all the streamers, the other videos you could have been watching, or, play a game yourself. But here we are, and thank you. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it very much. If you enjoyed this, please watch again. I'll be back Friday to continue my run of the Three Dudes ROMhack Perils of Darkness, which I just started last week, so I'm not that far in, so it's a great time to join me for that. And I'll do most likely another Zelda Maker test ROM next Wednesday, but if he doesn't deliver one, it could be anything. So I hope you'll join me once again. In the meantime, please take care of yourself. Taking care of others, fantastic. It's great. And thank you for doing that. But if you're not taking care of yourself too, you're not going to be in the best position to do that, to take care of somebody else. So please don't forget to take care of yourself, because yourself is important too. Don't forget that, please. Take care. I mean it. So, anywho, yeah, thanks again for watching. Until next time, take care. Be well. Bye.